tend to expose editors, I guess. As you can see on this one, there's a border that doesn't connect at the bottom, and also it's mirrored at the top, showing signs of probably cropped work. Cropped what? Cropped watermark. Also, as you can see, the watermark, like the font, and compared to the style that this is using, you can obviously tell that it's not made by the same editor because to have this like clean, all at motion like style, very pro, very collected editing style, and then just to have that one beginner CapCut like watermark, that just doesn't add up. Because if you're this talented in the editing category, I don't see a reason for you to have a watermark like that. However, if I do happen to be wrong, I'm not criticizing this type of stylization in any way. I'm just saying that it's kind of odd for you to have such a pro style and then have like a watermark I used back in my 2019 days. All right, fast forward, you can see the change of style in this edit, and that's kind of odd because first clip, it's like super TikTok style, super like basic in a way. I'm not saying anything about the style, I use it myself, but like, and then you can see it jumps forward to this type of transition style. But one thing about it, they're using pictures. And I'm not saying that like you can't use pictures, but like, I feel like it's kind of odd for you to put like two different types of edits in one. If you're familiar with all light motion and you look at the effects, all light motion does not carry like this type of like presetted effect. Usually on all light motion, you have to do a whole bunch of graphics and like settings, but you cannot achieve like that green border used at the start. And I know for a fact this is not achievable on CapCut because there's no way the animations have this much control using it myself back a few years ago. Though I did not know what they use to edit, but I feel like since it's such a like complex edit with two different styles and watermarks that don't add up and borders that don't connect at the bottom and that are mirrored at the top, I feel like this is almost definitely CapCut to me because as an editor myself, I do have a lot of experience like using editing apps and like their different formats and what they carry and all the presets they have. But like judging by the start and like all the effects, I feel like if she or he actually made this edit, I feel like it'd be on all in motion. If not all in motion, I feel like Blur or VSP would be other alternatives for this type of edit. But also, if you scroll up on their page, you can see they posted another edit on the same day. And I do not feel like that's achievable because if they do happen to actually make this edit by hand, I feel like there is no way you can use and make another edit on the same day after doing this because this type of edit made by hand takes nearly hours. I feel like maybe a whole day. Also, both feel like are like very like pre-made, like using a template because on their page they have never posted an edit as complex as this, and I feel like if you had this much talent, like if I had this much talent too, I feel like I would use it more often. And also like I feel like every other edit this person has made or like anything that requires editing, I feel like it's almost a different style. Like it's so inconsistent and that is like the number one red flag for templated edits. Also, I want to make you aware of the clips they are using. This type of professional type of edit, I think would be better used with like high quality clips, like the Roblox editors out there who use like After Effects and such. They usually record their clips on one of those like I don't know dancing Roblox games, like a nice background. But this one's just I know for a fact that if CapCut did have that much control, then I feel like everyone would be switching into it by now. If it's not made of CapCut and I'm just mistaken, it's made something with like Vita, a better alternative for CapCut instead, then I still feel like that if Vita and such did carry that type of presetted animation and such of the melting effect on the legit, then I do feel like it's like kind of weird no one's talking about it because if it was really that high quality and such and had this much control over animations, that it'd be talked about more. I do find it strange that if you do you happen to be able to make this edit by hand? I don't understand why you have such a low following. I feel like it's kind of odd for you to have this much talent and have like, I'm not really sure how much followers, but like, judging by how the caption was set up and how like this was just like one hashtag just for an editing competition and you just tagged the editor for the competition. I feel like, and there's like not a high percentage that you could have made this. And I feel like all my reasons are very valid because this much talent, inconsistency of borders and editing style, and like the fact that this feels so presetted and templated. Like, I follow many editors and none of them post anything like this with like such inconsistency of like style and like clips and like it's almost obvious that it's made with a template. If I do happen to be very wrong, which I do apologize for, I would like to see you in the whole process of the edit. Thank you.